Corporate recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software developer. So I do more than tech, but right now the tech market is in the garbage, and that garbage is on fire, and people are pouring napalm on it. So most of the resumes that are sent to me are tech, but I do non-tech resumes. This person has failed already, and I know this is a garbage resume because they told me their ratio, and their ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. So what you need for a software engineer is never, ever do this. You need to pick a stack. I'm going to look in the camera. You need to do this. Pick a stack. I don't care if you can do every stack. I don't care if you found one or two language agnostic roles. People in tech, 95% of the jobs hire based on stack. And that stack needs to be backend Java, backend Python, backend C#.net, full stack, or front end. If it is not one of those five for a software engineer, you will have failed. You 1,000% need to do this. Otherwise, you're going to be unemployed. So, I am not going to look for all of these. I am only going to look for Python. Also, you can have multiple resumes. That's fine. Have one resume for full stack, one for front end, one for back end Java, one for back end Python, right? You can have multiple resumes. That's fine. But one resume needs to be tailored to the job title. That goes for everybody, even non-tech, is resumes are job title specific. If you try to have two separate job titles in the same resume, you will fail. So, for a software engineer with a focus, right, on Python, because that is what this is, what we need is Python, SQL, any of them, Docker, Cloud, RESTful APIs, REST APIs, Git, CI/CD, AI, any of that stuff, or full stack. Usually it's broken down into full stack or AI. Nice to have is Fast API, Flask, and Django, and rare is ETL, Java, OAuth 2, MongoDB, microservices architecture. So if I do not find 75% of those in bullet points under a job, a project, or an internship that show how you did them and the reason or result of you doing them, it will not count, right? Because recruiters are not keyword hunting, which is what these are. We are qualification hunting, and a qualification is one of these in a how you did it and the reason result you did it and where you did it. So this is a bad resume. Like I said, it takes them over 150 applications to get an interview. Your goal should be 1 in 50. So for every you get one interview per 50 applications. After following my advice, people get a 1 in 7. So for every 7 applications, they get one interview. I will say internationals are closer to 1 in 30 just because the market is way tougher for them. But that's what my advice does. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need before we have to move on to the next resume. If we don't, we get fired for being incompetent. That is actually very true. I'm not even being hyperbolic on that. You need to go through resumes very quickly. So 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Nothing here matters. Where's your education? There it is. Okay, coursework doesn't matter. All right, there we go. So, supported communication. Okay, none of that is related. None of that is related. None of that is related. Consultancy. Okay, auto scripts using, and declined. So, this person had nothing I wanted. Let me read what they wrote. They said, I've been looking for full-time roles in the U.S. into tech. I'm an international student. This would not fly. This resume would not fly for a U.S. candidate either. This would not fly. So, graduated May. Tried making changes, but don't know how my resume doesn't get picked because it has absolutely nothing we need. Converting an interview with something right now, but my biggest challenge is to get an interview. Yeah, because you don't say anything I need, right? This skills section is worthless. You never want a skills section. It does not matter. And if anybody asks what you need for a summary, most people don't need a summary. If you need to explain a visa, which this person may, then you can use a summary, or you need to relocate, or you're switching industries, then you need a summary. Otherwise, you don't need one. But nobody ever needs a skill section. So your resume should look like this. Again, this is the template that gets people one interview per 7 applications. How to do it is on my website. The link is below. It's free. This is you need to do it. It's so much better. So then we go down to the actual bullet points, though, because, again, the problem with this resume is not just formatting. It's the fact that you just don't tell me what I need. So this entire first sentence is irrelevant, except for C, But again, I don't even know what stack you are. So you need to pick a stack because everything there is different. So then we go down to here. Again, nothing here is related. I don't see anything I need that is related to this. Then we go down to here. Again, nothing is related to Python developer, which is what I randomly picked because you need to pick a stack. Then we go down to here, and this is actually not terrible. It just I ran out of time, so I would have to move on. Developed 50. I don't care about the number of applications. That is not relevant. Scripts using Python, good. PowerShell, don't care. CI/CD, good. Reducing manual tasks. I don't care about the number. You should not have any numbers besides your dates of employment, your graduation, if you did it recently, and your contact. The only people that want numbers in their resume are sales and managers. If you're not a sales or manager, you don't want resumes. So I'm going to use the hot dog versus hamburger metaphor, which is kind of one of my magnum opuses in metaphors, because you have completely given me too many hot dogs and no hamburgers. I want you to imagine that you're hungry. All right, you're on your lunch break. You got 30 minutes. You're like, I really want a hamburger. I need a hamburger real bad. So you go to whatever, let's say the hamburger store, right? You go to your local hamburger store and you go to the waiter and you say, I would like a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And that's it. Cheeseburger, pickles, onions. They say, okay, got it. Cheeseburger, pickle, onions. Cool, cool. So they go back to the kitchen, they bring you back, and they bring you a hot dog. And you're like, why did you give me a hot dog? I wanted a hamburger. And they say, well, a hot dog has buns like a hamburger. A hot dog has meat. A hot dog can have cheese on it, can have onions on it, and can have pickles on it. This is what you wanted. This is your hot dog. And you rightfully would look them in the eye and say, no, you're gaslighting me. I'm going away. And you would want your money back, or you would not even pay in the first place because they did not give you what you wanted. This is hot dogs. Sorry, this is hamburgers. If you do not have this stuff, I do not care. This stuff that you've written right up here, like this is filled with hot dogs. Supported 100 grading exams and projects by memory, hierarchy, linking, and system level. That's a hot dog. Evaluated CS483 analysis of algo by providing grading and feedback reinforcing algorithm design. That is a hot dog. Reinforced, developed 50. That is a hot dog. But developed automation scripts using Python, PowerShell, hot dog. PowerShell is a hot dog. And CI/CD pipelines, which reduced our manual task time, is a hamburger. Improved our backend scripts by raising AWS. Just say, in an AWS environment, we did X and Y. So provide a hybrid cloud using Terraform, all hot dogs, except I think IAC. No, I don't need IAC for a Python developer. So again, your resume is bad. You're not getting any interviews because not just the formatting, but you've given me way too many hot dogs, which is not what I wanted. They are tangentially related to what I wanted, but they are not what I wanted. It's like LaCroix, right? Like the flavor is in the other room. I need the flavor in the food. Also, I do like LaCroix, but I don't want your resume to taste like LaCroix. So please go back to the drawing board, delete literally all of this, because none of this is really needed except one or two sentences down here in the Tata consultancy, and make it look like this and make bullet points that actually matter, because the bullet points you have are just hot dogs, and hot dogs do not get you jobs. Hamburgers do. So if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And please, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. I'm a small creator, and just sharing it with one person, it helps me so much. And I wanted to thank also my supporters and members. My members get access to videos a little bit early. You can join in the link below. I just wanted to thank you all very much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a data analytics intern. So what we need for data analytics is, intern specifically, the actual, once you graduate and you're looking for your first full-time role, you're going into different qualifications. Internship qualifications are different than full-time. So we need your degree, a basic knowledge of SQL, Python data tools, Pandas, NumPy, or similar, Excel, VBA, macros, pivot tables, the ability to work well with others and takes direction and criticism, and maybe something like Tableau or something, Tableau, but that's it. If I do not find those 3 out of those 4 things, actually, if I do not find all 4 of those things, you are not going to be really moved forward. So that is what we need. A lot of people overcomplicate intern resumes, and they think they need to show like some advanced thing. It's like, no, bro, you're not here to show that you're good. You're here to show that you can take directions and do the grunt work so that you can learn, so that when you graduate, you can be the rock star that we all know you are. That's also, do not like the term rock star, but so they did not tell me how good or bad this resume is, so no ratio. But 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Okay, degree, good. Don't care about relevant courses. Analyze, supervise ML models in Python. Okay, good. To identify operation efficiency. Okay, that's okay. Queried SQL to prepare data sets. That's fine. Excel. Coordinate and communicate with sponsors. Ooh, that one's good. I love that one. That's a great bullet point. All right, and time. This, I think this might be moved forward. This is probably a 1 in 50, or at least very close, because you have some good bullet points, but there's also a lot of problems in them. So let me read what you wrote real quick. But I'm a 3rd-year undergrad at college. I'd be grateful for any advice. So first off, I like a lot of what you did here, but I don't need this. Okay? So remember, you want to use this formatting. So this should, nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. The only thing that needs to ever be bolded in your resume is your name, your education insert right here, your work history, and then if you have another section for your projects, the project. But you do not ever, 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 ever bold anything below those sections. So nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. If you bold that, it makes it harder to read. So fix your bolding. Second, relevant coursework is irrelevant. Nobody cares about what coursework you did unless it was some like very high-end 402 advanced course. Otherwise, relevant coursework doesn't matter. But activities and societies is actually relevant. So the activities and societies is nice because it shows you can do other stuff. I'm not good at removing this highlighting. And then we go down to here, and my problem is the first sentence is kind of eh. Like, I do like that you say Python, and I do like that you have ML models, but I honestly think that you can probably combine these to show me not what you learned, but also how you use that data. So I think you could combine these. In fact, I think you could probably combine all 3 of these and then have another one, because you want 3 to 6 keywords in each bullet point. That's how much you need to condense them. 3 to 6 bullet points per, 3 to 6 keywords per bullet point. And then we get down to here, and this is actually fantastic. Coordinated communication with 20 plus sponsors and speakers and 300 attendees to ensure timely execution. You know what that shows? That you can work well with others. That's not leadership, which I don't want, but that does show you can work well with others. I don't care about this. This is irrelevant. And the event logistics is okay, but I really want to know that you can take direction, right? Like you're so close to a fantastic resume. I think this is probably a 1 in 50, but I think you could easily get this to a 1 in 20 is if you just make your bullet points a little more condensed. Again, 3 keywords per bullet point, and you show me how you can take direction and criticism and focus a little bit more not on how you had success, but how you were able to work well with others, and you will be getting a lot of interns. In fact, by the time I reviewed this, it is possible that you've actually gotten an internship because you're just, this is a resume that I think does pass. It's barely passes. It's a C-, but I think it does pass. So, next resume. This is a full stack software engineer intern. So, what we need for this is degree, basic knowledge of the tech stack. So, in this case, it's going to be like TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, Cloud, RESTful APIs, and maybe one other library. The ability to work well with other and take direction, criticism. So again, same, every single intern that is going for a bachelor's and not a master's needs this. So 20 seconds on the clock. Is this a good or bad resume? And unknown. We do not know how good or bad this is. So 20 seconds on the clock. Can I find what I need? And go. Okay. This doesn't count. Build a Java and Spring Boot calculator to process. Don't care. Using PostgreSQL is okay. Design REST API points for personal retrieval and fusion. You already mentioned this, and I don't really care about it. Integrated Next.js frontend is fine. How do you work well with others? Okay. And declined. So you show some of the tech stack, which is fine. But you also don't really show a ton of the full stack. You really show more of the back end first. Let me read what you wrote. Resubmitted, your format and rewarded. Previously only got interviews from career fairs, never through cold applying, but rewarded them to add network with others. Thanks for all you do, W content. Thank you. No worries. So first off, formatting is mostly good. I understand why people do this. Don't do that. Do not put these things up here. They need to be in full sentences or they're irrelevant. Putting them up here just makes it harder to read. So stop putting them here. You're not gaming your system. You're lowering your chances. Okay? So don't do that. Second, I don't really care about the number here, and I need a little bit more full stack if you're going for full stack. Like, the first bullet point doesn't have it. What I really would like you to see is, do any of these have it? Yeah, I just need a little bit more. And then you mentioned JSON a lot. I don't really care about JSON. That's not really relevant. I don't think I've ever seen that in a job description. And these bullet points can probably be combined, right? And I really need something that shows you can work well together with others. I think I might have caught it out of the corner of my eye, but nobody's going to go down here. Gathered feedback from judges during final presentation to address backend scalability. That is actually fine. That's a good way to show you take direction and criticism. Nobody's gonna read this far down on an internship resume, especially if they don't see what they need in the first half, which you don't really show. So I need you to go back to some of these bullet points and I want you to shrink them. I don't think you need more than 3 per. So normally the rule for bullet points is 3 to 8 per job, but projects are projects. You don't need more than 3 bullet points per project. That's excessive. And I need you to show me a little bit more of the full stack. No, you kind of have it. Yeah, so you kind of have that. I need how you can work well together with others. In fact, if you did all of this, this should probably be up here. This probably should be one of your first ones, right? Developed a React Native and TypeScript mentorship application in a 24-hour team sprint. Worked with a team of 4 to implement onboarding flows, and then you want to say 2, and then put some of this stuff up here, and then you could put gather feedback. So this is actually, you're kind of burying your best experiences. This hackathon should definitely be up front, and then again, you need to make it clearer because you're still giving me some hot dogs when I really need more hamburgers. So next, resume. This is another internship. So what we need for an intern is the same as the last. So 20 seconds on the clock. Also, I don't know if this resume is good or not. They say they have a good ratio, but I think they did state that there's a reason for that. So let's go. 20 seconds, internship, and start. Okay, don't care about this. Build a full stack invoicing app using HTML, JavaScript, Python. Good. Don't care about the number of customers, generate down PDF, but still otherwise really good. SQL, reducing manual entries. Don't care about that. Design. Okay, good. Doesn't really show how you work together as a team, but I think that you wrote the tech stuff correctly. The problem is the other stuff you didn't write. So let's see. I applied for software engineer intern roles through my university's internship search system. My university has a search system where you apply for jobs. Depending on the state, there are 3 seasonal rounds. I applied to 30 jobs and received 3 interviews. Help me improve my chances. So yes, you do not have a 1 in 25. You have a 1 in 25 through a very specific system that is designed to help you. So how you need to do this is first fix your formatting. This is not the worst formatting, but it definitely is harder to read. So make your formatting look like this. The second thing you need to do is, again, you don't want to put numbers in your resume. The only time you want a number in your resume is if it's your dates of employment, or your graduation dates, or something involving like work history, but not in the actual bullet points itself. Unless you're sales or a manager, they need numbers. So these numbers do not matter. The second thing is you wrote the tech correctly. I actually don't think I need to tell you anything to fix the tech. What you do need to do, though, right? What you do need to do is tell me how you work together as a team. Tell me how you took criticism and forgot my own thing. Blah blah blah. Take direction and criticism, because I don't really see that. And then this sentence by itself, right here, you need to merge this with another one, because actually these two should be merged together. Because remember, you want 3 keywords per, and this one has 1 per, which is bad. But yeah, I need to see how you work together as a team and you took direction and criticism. If you can show me that, I think you're going to have a lot more success. Because that's the only thing this resume is really missing, is that you can show you can work well with the others and take direction and criticism. Oh, yeah, especially because you've only been here for a few months. I don't even think, unless this is an internship, you probably shouldn't have... Oh, this is an internship. Okay, that's actually fine. Yeah, I just need more. I need more to see how you work together with others, take direction and criticism. I need you to slightly tweak your bullet points that you have, and I need you to fix the formatting. But otherwise, I don't think it's going to take you more than like 2 hours to fix this, and then you'll have a fantastic resume. Next resume. This is a cloud engineer with a focus on AWS. So what we need is degree, AWS, SDLC, SQL, infrastructure as code, IAC, EC2, S3, RDS, Lambda, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Bash, Python, PowerShell, explaining complex topics and talk with non-technical stakeholders. I need to see that you can do that. You need to convince somebody that does not know how to turn on their monitor and send an email what a hyper floop flop is. DevOps, Agile, nice to have, MS Office, AWS Cloud Development Kit, CDK. So 20 seconds on the clock. This is a bad resume, but not unforgivable. It's 100 to 1. So again, there are some things that are good, but most of it is going to be bad. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, degree, good. Hardened Terraform IAC by updating terms and conditions to eliminate insecure resources. Okay, that's like okay, but I need more. Executed technical audits on. Don't care about that. To identify misuse against stability technology. Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Mitigated high risk AWS. Okay, but if Bash scripts is useful and decline. So your problem is you just don't have enough of what I need immediately. Like, where is... Let's show you what you have, right? So Terraform is a hot dog. I don't need Terraform. IAC is good, although you need to write it out as infrastructure as code and then IAC for the first time. So I want you to say created or updated our infrastructure as code, IAC, using Terraform and X and Y to reduce security risks, right? I don't need all of this. I don't care about this part, but I do care more like security risks and stuff. So the sentence should be shorter. All right, so we have, so far the only thing I have is our IAC, and again, you kind of wrote it incorrectly. Then we go down to here, and I don't think there's a single thing in this sentence that I need. So this entire sentence can be deleted. Then we go down to here, AWS. You are a AWS cloud developer. I need to see AWS in your very first sentence within the first 5 words. That is critical. And then the problem is, besides Bash, that's all I found. So I only found AWS and Bash. And then we go down, and again, nothing here. Docker, don't really care about. Cluster, again, nothing here. And again, nothing here. So your problem is just that you gave me stuff that's not relevant. Again, what gets people jobs is these basic, boring things. Like, I have to tell accountants you need Excel. I don't care how basic it is. I have to tell other recruiters that it doesn't matter that almost every single ATS is the same on the back end. You need to put you need to put the ATS you use. Just like software engineers and full stack developers need to put TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, is cloud engineers need to put cloud, AWS, and the basic stuff. So again, this could be Azure or something too, but you don't even show it. Like, why do you want me? Why do I have to go all the way down here, right, until I get to the very first part of what I actually need you to do? That is a bare minimum qualification, and that is why you need it. So that is everything that I can do for this resume. I want to thank you very much for watching, liking, and commenting. I appreciate it, and if you ever need any more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I wanted to give another thanks to my members who get access to videos a little bit early. You can join in the description below. Thank you very much for supporting me. It means an awful lot, and I will see everybody in the next video. Later, y'all.